Welcome back, and I would love to introduce all of our Food Farms and Chefs fans to Marcello De Feo, who is the chef and owner of the Fair Porter in Haddonfield, New Jersey, and Dane DeMarco, who is the chef and owner of Burgertime in Audubon, New Jersey. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So, collectively, you both have a huge history in the culinary world, and have a lot of things to brag about. So for our listeners out there who, don't might not know you, Marcello, what are what's your history? What is your restaurant? And, then we'll jump to you, obviously, Dane, and what is your history and what is your restaurant? And then we'll jump into letting our listeners know all of the exciting fun that's going to happen in October.
So I began working in restaurants when I was 11 years old. I had two restaurant jobs because for some reason I felt that I needed to. I don't know why. And when I was 13, I began working at like an upscale Italian restaurant in Wobblecrest over the summers, where I started as a dishwasher and then worked my way up to like garde manger and then worked my way up the line and was there for about 12 years. Um, Worked at a number of restaurants in and around the Philadelphia area. And in 2017, started out with my own business where opening Valente's Italian Specialties first as a mobile vendor and caterer. And then we became in 2018, we opened up as a Italian specialty market in Haddonfield. And then literally at the beginning of the pandemic, we converted to a restaurant. So and right after we converted, or before we converted to a restaurant, we had been thinking about, or I had been thinking about a burger place the whole time. I felt that Haddonfield really needed one, and there wasn't really much that stuck out in the area. And so I'd been working on the concept for a while, and as the pandemic started to calm down and things started to get back to normal, a spot opened up on Kings Highway, and was very fortunate to get it. And I believe Burgertime and the Fair Porter, we opened roughly around the same time as each other. And honestly, I think that's really cool because we have two very different menus, and I think that we provide two very unique experiences to the our respective South Jersey and towns and the neighboring towns.
And I agree with you because I've seen the differences between the two, and it's vastly different, but very, like, both of you, provide very interesting environments and very interesting menus. So I want to hop over to Dane. Dane, tell us a little bit about your history and how you got started in some of the businesses you've been involved with, and obviously, and also Burger Time.
Yeah, totally. So again, I started, like Marcello, I started cooking when I was young, 14. When I turned 18, I hopped over the bridge and, worked under a couple chefs in Philadelphia. Mostly known for my, time I spent for LPMG at American Sardine and Second District Brewery. Where I'm known for like my quirkiness and sandwiches and outside of the box kind of ideas, essentially. Then the pandemic hit, and at South Philly Tap Room, we did Burger Time as a pop up because restaurants had to, kind of shift away to takeout and figure things out. And so Burger Time was a pop up born in the pandemic. And last 2 years, I moved to New Jersey and spent a lot of time looking for a space to open a sandwich shop, actually, Hank's Sandwich Company. Found a place right around the corner from where I live, and there was a deli there, so I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. And I was like, yeah, Burger Time was fun. So hence Burger Time was born, and this is my first project on my own.
And I want to say your Burger Time restaurant is very inviting to the younger crowd too, because you have a theme going on that is just, I mean, anyone who is either young or was young at some point in time probably wants to walk in and, play a video game. But I know that I want to jump into both of your themes, both of your restaurants, respectively. But I think collaboratively, the reason that you came onto the show today was to talk about something that you both decided together to do, to raise funds. And so why don't you tell our listeners what it is that you're doing throughout the month of October, and what it benefits?
So we are we're doing a little thing we're calling burgers for ball fields, where we have each come up with a burger that we're going to be selling throughout the month of October that is seasonal and uses local ingredients. And essentially 75% of, we're putting X amount of the profits aside, and 75% of it goes to whoever sells the most burgers, and 25% goes to the other. And we will be donating the money to a local, whether it's like a ball field, something Parks and Rec related.
So, that is a very exciting thing to do. And I am, applaud both of you for doing that, because no matter what, it's a win-win situation, or in this case, a win-win-win situation. Because obviously one person's going to come out and have, the majority, the 75%, off the top, and then another 25 to the other Parks and Recs. But what are the burgers that you are contending with? So let me know, give us some scrumptious details as to what you're going to be offering up, and, tempt our listeners so that they go out and, support you and support the cause.
So I'm in Audubon, so we're the Green Wave here, and I'm a resident of Audubon. So when the idea came to be about doing something for Parks and Recs for the local town, obviously I want to jump on it because I live here as well. So I'm doing the Green Wave burger. This football soccer season, go Green Wave. So we're doing a Green Wave burger, which is a play on a New Mexican style green chili burger. I got some local hatch chilies and poblanos from Varick Farms. Smoked them off, roasted them, peeled, and made essentially a green chili salsa, essentially. So I have a 6-ounce patty that we sear off, cooked to temp, cheddar Monterey Jack, green chili sauce, turmeric pickled onions. So you got the green and gold in there, some golden ranch, and then to top it off, Burgertime style, I have to finish it off with some salsa verde chips.
I mean, that sounds like a spicy, like flavorful burger to enjoy. Now, if I was going into your restaurant and purchasing that burger, what kind of beverage would you recommend my drinking that with?
We got all the throwbacks, so I don't know. You either go RC or black cherry, or classic birch beer.
And also to temper that, that burger, the heat from the burger. But I am a huge lover of anything full of flavor, of spices. But I'm also like all encompassing. So I like the comfort foods and more mellow flavors too. So I look forward to that burger. And but on we'll go with teams. On the opposing team, with your friendly competition, what are you offering over at the Fair Porter?
Yeah, sure. So much like Dane, our business is in Haddonfield, and I live in Haddonfield. And I think, like Dane too, I tried to stick within the theme. Like Dane does something really fun and cool and perfectly in line with Burgertime, and we tried to do something that I think was in line with the theme of the Fair Porter. And the burger's called the Tallow, Is It Me You're Looking For burger, which is my own little nod to Bob's Burgers. and it features Wagyu tallow, shaved Brussels, Abruzzi John cheese from Cherry Grove Farm, sweet onion pickle chips that we're frying from Fishtown Pickle Project, and a little Maldon on top of the brioche bun from Le Bus.
I have to say I love Fishtown Pickle Project. I love the pickles that they offer up. So you know, and we've had them on a couple of times. So I was like, "Woohoo! Fishtown Pickle Project."
Super nice people too. Absolutely love them.
Yeah. Now, what would you recommend with your burger for a beverage from your fair porter?
So, I mean,
It's
so
gotta be a milkshake.
I was kind of trying to like land it like for him, but
you know, honestly, while you were answering, I was trying to think of what the right answer was going to be for me, and you know, kind of our off menu thing really is floats, and I don't know, I kind of just am feeling just like a traditional or like orange cream float with this personally. That's but but yeah, I mean, our shakes are kind of our thing. That's, I think, even more so than the burgers. We get a lot of people coming out for the shakes. Uh and I don't know. I'm kind of torn as to which shake I would go with, to be honest with you.
I think I saw a peanut butter one, but I don't know if it would necessarily play well with the burger, but I mean, I'm a peanut butter fan, so
Yeah, our PB&V. Yeah, my personal favorite is the banana split with the macerated strawberries and bananas. And by default, I think that's probably what I would get just because I love it.
gotcha. Now, Dean,
I'm gonna I'm gonna chime in here for a little bit because listening to all these wonderful things on both parts, and as a chef and a culinarian and a person who travels the country eating and drinking, it's so nice to see a burger location. And people think, oh well, anybody can do burgers, and the biggest joke on the face of the earth is that anybody can do burgers. So kudos to both of you, because creating a great burger and creating great fries and creating a great milkshake are all really difficult tasks that require, experience and flavor, and everything from selection of the meat to the buns you're talking about, to the chilies that the provolone, everything that you're doing. And up until this episode, and I can say I have not been to either of your locations, but I have to, because when I wanted a great burger, I went to Chicago. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's where I got a great burger. I happen to like a place in Chicago called Kuma Burger. It's, a place that I went and got. But listening to the two of you, your passion for it and what you're doing. And I love the fact that, yeah, you do great milkshakes and you do great throwback sodas. So much thought and love have gone into your businesses that it is just, why are they both so close to each other in New Jersey, and I live in Bucks County, and neither of you are right here? That's what I'm questioning right now. But that's neither here nor there. So I have to make that road trip to you.
We're certainly much closer than Chicago. So
you are that. But so I'm just going to go on the record. At Kuma Burger, they do have some soft drinks. They don't do milkshakes, but they do have Maker's Mark bourbon on tap also. So they might have a little bit of an edge there, being a bourbon lover. But
Dry town.
I was gonna say
Dry town.
Right.
But
I get that. I understand that.
I do respect what you're saying, though, with the ingredients that we're using in both of us, because I think at the end of the day, we both opened a burger shop, but at the end of the day, we're both chefs.
Yes, and that's the thing that I love about both of your businesses. You brought culinary creativity into the burger world. We didn't have that in this city. We have burger battles back and forth, and who makes the best burger. I grind my own meat. This, I do that. But you guys were taking it one step further than that. and you're bringing in flavors from all across the country. You're bringing in local ingredients when possible. You're bringing in artisan cheeses. You're bringing in great small bakeries. You're doing all these things supporting other business in the area, and you're making what people think are just a simple ingredient. And I'm sorry, a great burger is a great burger. It is a piece of art. It's to be enjoyed. It's a masterpiece of flavor. If I want fast food, I want filet mignon. A burger is art, it's creativity. So kudos to you both. That's just my soapbox for the last 5 minutes.
And I'm actually going to jump off of Dean's last comment, which is and go direct to Dean, because I know that one of your biggest things with your restaurant is, you know, the creativity. So what are some of the most creative burgers that you make in your restaurant, and what's one of your top seller burgers?
So we do, like I said, crazy quirky, and I think a lot of our stuff kind of goes out to like millennials essentially. So we have the good burger, which is like our standard classic. It's topped with our special sauce, which we call 10K because it's bold. And potato chips. Pair that with an orange soda because, good burger, Kel, orange soda. But as for our most popular, I'd probably say our rodeo or our B2 burger. Our B2 burger, we source our blackberry jam from Rainier Family Farms out in like Lancaster. It's Grandma Rainier's recipe. They make it for me like as I need it. So that's again just like using local things. And so it's blackberry jam, jalapenos, bacon on a burger with American cheese and lettuce on a brown buttered bun. And yeah, that was actually was ranked one of the top burgers in New Jersey this past year as well. But that's also my personal favorite. But the other thing that Burgertime does offer, along with the Green Wave Burger, is inclusivity. We have vegan, gluten-free, vegetarian, dairy-free, like you name it, we got something for you. And I feel like that's important in this day and age.
That is important in this day and age. And gonna jump back over to you, Marcello, because I'm gonna pose that same question, because obviously you have a brilliant burger that you are competing with for this month-long fundraiser. But what are some of the other, burgers, because they're elevated, they're they incorporate different local ingredients and purveyors. So what are some of your top sellers?
So I'd say that probably some of our top sellers are, we do the Get Down burger with pulled pork, South Carolina barbecue sauce, pickles, coleslaw, and American cheese, and the Nordique, which is basically poutine on a burger with fries and cheese curds and short rib and gravy, and kind of get the best of both worlds with that. You can put your burger and fries all in one essentially. And I don't know, I think I'm typically not like a South Carolina barbecue fan, but I have to admit, I think the Get Down is actually my favorite of our burgers, I'd say.
All right, so let's get down to business. I'm sorry, I can't resist a cheesy line.
Hey now.
Nice.
Right? So, and because we're gonna have to wrap, it goes quickly when we're having fun, but we're gonna have to wrap you guys up soon. So before we let you go, where can they find you, Marcello, in on social media, in person, and online?
Yeah, sure. So if you're looking for me in person, I'm probably the guy who looks very frantic and lost running around Kings Highway or Kings Court in downtown Haddonfield. Online, it's basically just the business names, like at Valente's Cucina or at the Fair Porter on all the standard social media accounts.
And let our listeners know why they should choose your burger over Dane's. And don't worry, Dane, you'll have your chance too.
Oh man, I mean, I'm excited to try Dane's burger. I think it's gonna be awesome, and really, honestly, I think it's what you're in the mood for. There are certainly instances where I think I would be in the mood for the green wave, and others where I'd go with the Tallow. Is it me you're looking for burger? So it's kind of what you want to eat, I think. And I don't know if that's a cop out line or not, but I just think they're very, very different burgers, and it's hard to say. It's hard to compete with them. Even though it's a competition, it's hard to say like which is better. I just think they're very different, you know.
There. And Dane, where can people find you on social media, in person and online?
All right, you can find us on Merchant Street, downtown Audubon, 123 West Merchant, online at Burgertime NJ. That's on all platforms. And yeah, it's Burgertime NJ on Facebook as well.
And so what's your little push for your burger?
I gotta go with Marcello on this one. I feel like either way you win, either way the towns win. So go out, give them both a try, go back for seconds. If you're gonna come for seconds, they'll come to Burger Time.
Exactly. There we go. There's a little competition.
You've got the hot dogs over us too. So Gene, you don't have to travel to Chicago for a good hot dog too. You could head over to Burger Time.
Sure.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Chicago dogs. Actually, I think you can get great ones in other places, the little place in Delaware County. But yes, I'll have.
You gotta come eat the peanut butter and Frito dog.
Yeah, I could get there.
The crunchy one. All right. Now, on that note, thank you both for joining us on Food Farms and Chefs. And Gene, why don't you let people know where to find you?
You can find me across social media at Gene Blum or IBFoodie2, or you could always just email me directly at IBFOODIE, the number 2 at yahoo.com. That's IBFoodie2 at yahoo.com.
And you can find me on social media at ARPolicus, or you can email me directly at arpolicus@gmail.com. Or if you would like to be a sponsor or guest on the show, you can email us at foodfarmsandchefs@yahoo.com. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful Tuesday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.